Welcome back, guys. Here with Ruff Diesel, and we just finished up part one talking about kind of like the business of bodybuilding and how he schedules it all. So to follow up with that, to kind of continue that conversation, I know you're not, anywhere about to retire now. Like you're in the prime of your career, but this is now with what you got to do. Capitalize on your height, capitalize on your successes. It's like, when do you see yourself retiring, and how are you going to continue to be profitable, successful, and at the end of your competitive years? Like, you got a plan in place?
Yeah. It's funny, man. Well, first of all, I don't know when I'm going to retire. I remember, I couldn't tell you. I guess when I stopped enjoying it, or I think, maybe when I think it's my time, I stopped enjoying it and I stopped doing well. I think that, but as for a plan, it's funny. I was watching the interview with Kevin Hart, and he was talking to, I just made a post about this today too, but so it's like fresh in my mind. I think that when you start, like, a lot of times between like a good person, a great person, or like a person that builds like a legacy, is like what they do in those moments when they're at they're at that top. A lot of people, they get comfortable. They say, okay, I made it here, let me just chill out. But one thing I noticed with Kevin, and then also with The Rock, these guys could be chilling out right now. They can be enjoying their families. They can be doing all this stuff. But instead of that, these guys are like continually growing and building and topping everything they do every single year. And I think that that's something I really want to do with bodybuilding. So, and I've been thinking about what I can do to make that happen. And basically, with the coaching side of it, having a team. So, at a certain point, I don't think I'm quite there, like, knowledge-wise yet, but I would definitely like to bring on a team of people. So, like, now, and they work under my name, and I take a percentage of everyone they train. Obviously, the return for them would be like my name and the ease of getting clients.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. So that's the business part. One thing I want to do from the coaching side of things. Posing wise, man, long-term goal is to be able to do to pose at events that aren't bodybuilding related. I haven't really done much in that way yet, but I did have a contact in Canada that hosted events that we were, planning something out with, like, into me posing, like, in conjunction with, like, a singer. I definitely wanted to do some stuff at.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Kai did. I think Kai did one music video. I thought that was really cool. He kind of beat me to a lot of stuff I want to do, but yeah.
Didn't Danny do one? Danny did something with his wife singing, right?
He does stuff with his wife, but don't get me wrong, that's really cool. But the way Kai did it, he actually it was a professional singer out in Korea, and Monsters him, and I've worked with those guys a lot now, which is cool. So I kind of somewhat following a similar path as him with getting in contact with those people. But yeah, it was that company out there. They do bodybuilding, they do fashion, they do music, they do movies, they do it all. So definitely maybe doing something over there would be a good idea. But definitely getting in that. I thought of other ways of doing it. Maybe there's art shows up in Montreal that I went to an art show up there, and I honestly thought that they wouldn't be into bodybuilding, but I got a really good, reception. I didn't pose or anything, but they had some photos of me up for exhibition, and people came, took pictures of me. They made me take my shirt off. Yeah, it was cool.
That wasn't weird to, like, they got you literally on the art wall, but that's a huge accomplishment.
It was really cool. So there was that. I flew up, and I didn't have to come, but I wanted to be there for that moment. So I came up there for that. It was amazing to see like the love that they had there for me and the photographer. And then there was one other thing I want to do. I want to try out for a talent show, like America's Got Talent or something like that, just to kind of to see how that goes. But yeah,
for bodybuilding or for something else.
America's Got Talent I would do a posing routine on stage.
Like a posing routine.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know if you were an artist too. Like, you might be able to draw. I don't know.
I'm trying to get back into it. I'm still a little rusty, but nah. So those things it's a little bit tougher to think about stuff you can do bodybuilding wise. I know Jay Cutler, he got into real estate to continually to build. Flex Lewis has he's a partner with Arsenal Strength Gym Equipment. He has like a moving company. He has a lot of other companies he works with. So there's different paths I've seen people take, and just kind of figuring that out right now. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you're like a creative person. So if you weren't doing bodybuilding creative wise and trying to grow bodybuilding as an art form, you'd probably be doing something else creative, right?
Yeah. I was an artist. So like he was talking about, I was an artist growing up. I actually sold like 2 paintings for a decent amount. I mean, for me at the time, a couple $100. I was going to go to art school. There's a really good art school down in Savannah, Georgia. But me and my mother talked about it, and I just didn't want to go into debt from going to college. Yeah. So I joined the military, and they had, college was free there. So, but yeah. So back when I was younger, I thought about being an architect or like a animator. Yeah.
That's dope. Why'd you leave the military? Because that was maybe like 2 years ago, right?
3 now, yeah. Well, almost. It's actually, yeah, you're right too. It'll be 3 in August. Yeah, I left because I just was kind of I didn't enjoy my job. It wasn't a bad job at all, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. But on top of that, the cool thing about everyone talks about Cedric being in the military, and yeah, he is, but he's in the guard. He can, guards once a month, 2 weeks on, one time a year. So it's not like he's full-time military. He's not active duty. But for active duty, like I didn't have any, like every single like vacation day I had went to going to a bodybuilding show, going to a guest posing, and I got kind of run down. I didn't have any free time for myself or for my family. And I was like, and they weren't working with me to do that. Because, other sports, other sports, the military has guidelines set up for you to get free time off. But for bodybuilding, it's not under that rule. So,
man, that's stuff.
Yeah. So everyone was really supportive, though. I would say that, like my bosses and all that, my commander, sergeants, all that, they were really supportive. But they couldn't get that to happen either. So. It was really that. I wanted more time to, for myself, and it wasn't. And I just didn't enjoy this. If I enjoyed the job more, I might have stayed, but it wasn't what I liked doing. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw a personal question at you.
All right.
Why'd you leave Maryland?
Oh, why I love Maryland? Okay, well, that's definitely Maryland is dope. But nah, yeah. I moved up to Maryland because my wife had a year left in the military, and that's where she got stationed. Yeah, but we're not together anymore. We got a divorce, and I always wanted to go to Tampa because Joe, my trainer's here. So I came down here, and yeah. But I did like Maryland, man. It wasn't a bad spot at all. I missed. I used to train at Crofton Gold's Gym up there. And,
I seen you there.
Yeah, I love that gym, man. I see that they expanded. I talked to Sid. She came up there for a seminar, Gillon.
Yeah.
And she was telling me they finally did like the expansion. I figured they bought one of those buildings and broke it down or something like that.
Yeah, it's so much bigger, man. It's so much more space. I think it's the best gym in Maryland right now.
Yeah, I would imagine, man. I liked it and I think about the other goals down in I forget the city now, but like it was a goals in like Southern Maryland.
Yeah,
it's probably Largo
Station. Yeah,
it was big. Yeah. It was big, but yo, man, like they did like weights everywhere. Too many people.
We just had a podcast about that. Yo, that gym is crazy in a bad way.
It is. Yo, sometimes the weights will be all the way on the second floor. I'm like, yo, like what's going on here? You know?
Yeah, it's rough. I think I was I have a couple of clients that I was trained like that I trained there for one-on-one. It's a mess, man. I'm spending like 5-10 minutes looking for weights, and it's unprofessional.
It is. They ain't got the people in there don't got respect for the gym, I guess. Yeah, definitely don't, man. I mean, it could be nice if people respected stuff more, but yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that's cool to know. I was just curious because I know that you was up here for a bit and you was kind of like floating around to all the different gyms. But I didn't know why you moved back to Florida because we need another bodybuilder here, like a big one that's like putting on.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm like, yo, you know what's crazy, man? When I moved up there, I didn't realize there was so many pros in that area. I didn't realize bodybuilding was that big up there either before I moved. You know, I remember like Kevin. I heard of Kevin LeBron. You know, he was up there, but he retired. You know, he's been retired for a long time. So I didn't
feel like Sean Roden started here too.
I heard that he was like in DC. I want to say.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that's cool, man. I definitely didn't know that, man. But I like Maryland, man. I had a good time up there. I had a real good time. It's expensive with them taxes too, man. That's another reason I love.
That ain't no joke.
No state taxes in Florida, man. I was like, damn. Yeah.
Maryland, we got water tax. They taxes on the rain that come down.
Yo, dude.
Ain't no joke.
Yo, man.
So look, we all know this sport takes a lot from you, man, and it's a selfish sport. And so far, based on your experience, man, like what can you say this sport has done for you? Like what have this sport given back to you in return?
Yo, that's a cool question, man. You know, I think the biggest thing the sport has allowed me to do is to travel because I love that, man. I've been all over the world because of bodybuilding now. It's been awesome. I've been to Korea. It'll be my third. I'm supposed to be going back at the end of the year if things clear up, but that'll be my third time going to Korea. I've been to El Salvador. I've been to Europe, all over Europe, France, Spain, Italy, London. Yeah, I've been to Curacao. Yeah, man, it's been like all over the States.
Yeah.
I couldn't, I travel more because of bodybuilding than I did in the military. I didn't go anywhere. I went to California once and that was it. That's California. That was it. Yeah. I guess while I was in tech school, I was in Mississippi and Texas, but other than that, no, just Florida, Mississippi, Texas, California.
Because you rarely get to hear what, as competitors, what the sport is giving back to us in regards to what we give to the sport. You know, you sacrifice family time, money, everything. So like, people rarely get to hear that side, like what the sport is giving back to you.
So I will say, man, like you gotta go after it just like anything else, man. Like if I could have like most of the places I got to go to, the Korea trips, I reached out to them. You know, like I didn't wait for someone to reach out to me. You know, for that whole trip in Europe, I set that up myself. Okay. I paid for my flights. I set up the seminars with the gym owners. I did all that myself. So that was all like, I did all of it myself. Yeah, I had help from like people I found in like the cities to help me, get the people and stuff like that. But I paid for everything myself. So I will say like you can definitely make a living from bodybuilding if you're smart, and you don't have to be the biggest dude. You don't have to have the best physique to do it either. If you're smart and you work hard. I'd say like my coach now, John Meadows, He just now turned pro, like maybe
Same time as you, right?
You said what?
I said at the same year as you, right?
No, he competed that same year. John competed, but he didn't turn pro that year. I want to say he maybe turned pro. Yeah, he probably turned pro 2 years later, but he had been competing for maybe 20 years already, you know.
Yeah.
But he was already a big name. He was already making more money than most of the pros were anyway.
Right.
He's still making more money than 99% of pros because he's smart. You know, he trained a lot of pros. He got his money from a supplement company, from his training, his website, doing all that type of stuff, doing seminars. He charges a lot for seminars.
Yeah.
You know, he was doing, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, you can definitely make a living, you know, without being a pro, if you're smart, if you know what to do, and you're hardworking. You know,
I think it's all in what you make it, right? Because I know in the military too, there's a lot of people like that. They're like, the military didn't do nothing for me, but like, what did you do? Like,
exactly.
Like, did you take advantage of the opportunity?
You're definitely right, man. Like I say I didn't travel much. That's because I was busy bodybuilding. Because I could have put in for Korea, but I didn't want that to mess with it. You know, so you're definitely right. But on top of it, the military gave me a lot, man. It helped me. Like, I was a kid. You know, it helped me grow up a lot faster. You know, I joined when I was 17. So it definitely taught me a lot. I got to interact. It gave me a lot of like life experience really quick. You know. I'll definitely say that, you know, most teenagers aren't leading people or telling people what to do, especially not people older than them, you know. So like, and then on top of that, it gave me some time to figure out what I was good at, what, you know, different things like that. And they make you do a lot of stuff. Like, they made me teach classes. They made me, you know, lead people, you know. And yeah, definitely, I would say, yeah, man. Like, you definitely make whatever it is in life. If you can make there's always a learning experience. There's always something you can benefit from.
Yeah, that's dope. So you mentioned John Meadows, and he's your coach as well. So this is actually a real good question for a lot of people that a lot of the competitors and trainers as well. Like, how do you work with, like, do Joe and John speak to each other and kind of coordinate your training and your diet?
Every so often. It's cool that they met and they trained together, so they got a really good connection already. So I'm lucky for that. But for the most part, we kind of, you know, it's more so Joe talking to me about what's going on in my plan and stuff like that. It's more so me and him communicating, and I'm kind of like the middleman a lot of times. Yeah. Basically, man, we go in, and sometimes it's kind of like on the spot. Like, we have the exercise we're gonna do already, but maybe how many sets we do or certain things may be different based on how I'm feeling. You know, maybe we're doing like a lot of low carb days, so we may do a couple less working sets or something like that. It's kind of Joe,
so the workout is dictated by the diet.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
That's what's up. I was always curious, like, how do you have, like, in your case, you don't need a posing coach because you got that on lock, but it would be weird to have, or like, I feel like it might be difficult to have a posing coach, a training coach, a diet coach, a supplement coach, if it's not the same as the diet coach. And it's how do you balance all of that into the perfect specimen? And it seems like a monumentous task because humans are complex. We're complex things.
They definitely are, man. Yeah. I know, yeah. That's what I do. Every client I have, I do their training too, or at least I have them consult me with what they're doing. But no, I definitely, yeah. Yeah, I think 2 is enough for me. Yeah, I couldn't handle any more people telling me stuff to do. Yeah.
That's dope. So I see. So John does your diet, and I see a bunch of boxes of cereal in the background.
Yeah.
How much does he allow? Does he give you a lot of carbs in your diet for cereal? Because most people don't fit that into their meal plan.
I have cereal post-workout, pretty much post-workout. yeah, I probably got a little bit more than I need up there, but but yeah, I have cereal every day I train. Pretty much, and honestly, he's cool with me having it leading up into a show, but a lot of times I'll just swap it out just because there's not feeling enough about it. Like he'll drop my carbs down to maybe 2 cups of cereal, but I'm like, oh, this isn't enough to enough. So I do like last prep I did English muffins. Maybe starting at like 4 or 5 weeks out, I started doing that instead.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But John's pretty relaxed. The biggest thing, like, granted, like, if I'm not eating cereal every meal, but that once a day, and then on top of the most important thing is definitely like your calorie intake more so than anything. And then I think the second thing would be like your food choices, but having that post workout, I think is fine. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. So, I mean, because I've stepped on stage twice, and that nothing like that has ever been. I could barely have that in the off season. I blow up way too quick.
Okay.
But it's interesting. So, like, do you find? So, I mean, if he's cool, like, with you having, cereal in your contest prep, like, until you feel the need to change it, do you ever feel like you suffer during contest prep, like in the last month? Like, do you always feel beat? Cardio is kicking like your butt, and the workouts are killing you too.
No, man. Well, I will say this. So, like, as I've been competing, things have changed a lot. I would say back when even like as a pro, I guess even back the first couple in the last 2 years, it's been a lot easier. 2018 forward, every show has been, I would say, fairly easy. Everything before that was a lot tougher. My toughest prep was definitely like my second show, but my second show ever. So that was in 2014. So that's been a while. But no, so a little bit of context is these last 2 shows I've done 45 minutes of cardio 4 times a week, and yeah, so not a lot at all. Yeah, not a lot. I've done a lot more than that. I've done two 45-minute sessions, and half of that session was HIIT cardio. 20 minutes of that was HIIT. That was awful. I'll tell you that much. That was awful.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Diet-wise, it's just been tough. But diet-wise, it's not too bad now either. I only felt like I was actually prepping maybe the last two weeks or so of this show, going to the Arnold. And it's kind of hard to say why, man, honestly. Maybe change in muscle, like more muscle, you burn calories a little bit easier. Yeah. But, and also,
does he have you on a higher calorie diet in the off season, like maybe like 6,000, 7,000 like calories a day?
I've never done that much, man. I don't need that much. I do 4,000 now. Right now I'm at 4,000. I could probably get up a little bit higher than that. I think the most I've ever done is 5. I've never been higher than that. But you got to think too. I'm only 180 now. So
right.
Yeah. So the amount of food, I got guys that I coach that eat more than I do, But yeah. So 4,000 is the most I do in off season. I think the lowest I've done with carbs, I think was about 150. I think 150 grams. Still a good amount. Amount of carbs. I think. Yeah. I haven't had to go to 0 carbs in like 3 years. Yeah.
So being a pro, when it comes to the training, nowadays you rarely see like pros squatting heavy, deadlifting heavy, and things like that. Is it due to the fact of injuries and your livelihood and stuff like that? Like you rarely see guys squatting 500-600 pounds, repping it out. Now it's like some guys might stop at 315 and stay there.
Yo, I'm about to give you
you don't even squat.
It's about to be a very long answer, man, to be honest.
Give it to me. Because from my understanding, it's, you don't want your client or the person that you're training need to blow out of your ankle because now I'm messing with your money. Now we're setting time back on your physique and you getting closer to, you know, your accomplishments and things like that. So is that part of it?
No. So like, if you look at, I don't know if you mean classic or bodybuilders.
Both.
So no, there's plenty of bodybuilders. Akeem Williams squats 4 plates for reps easy. Akeem, Luke Sandow, Josh Lunartowicz, let's come Dallas when he was still alive. All these guys, there's still strong guys out there still squatting.
Because I remember my first time seeing you at that Exile, you was in there and we had a couple of pros in that training. They was going balls to wall, squatting like 5,
they
6
strong.
plates.
Yeah, those dudes at Exile ain't no joke
from Alpha
either.
Zulu group, they was just in there going ham. I'm like, God.
So yeah, man, there's still dudes that do it. But at the same time, like, I'm looking at it from like a certain standpoint. Let's say, for instance, there's certain times where you don't need to actually like do free weight squats. Mm-hmm. Let's say, for instance, you really want to build your quads up. A hack squat would be a better option than that. You know, the hack squats definitely hit your quads a lot harder than a normal squat. Mm-hmm. So it may be stuff like that. May be the reason too. It really depends on the person. But yeah. There's still people that squat heavy, for sure. But there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with using a hack or some type of or a Smith machine to squat either. It just kind of depends on the person's goals at the end of the day and what they're trying to build. For sure. Yeah.
So, you know, I was digging deep in your archives on your YouTube, right? So way back in the day, you said that you wanted to be like Tom Platz and squat like 500 pounds for reps.
Yo, I haven't even.
have you hit that goal yet?
Yo, my old leg days used to be crazy. Now it's they. I mean, I still lift heavy, but like they're nowhere near what it was, the volume wise. Mm-hmm. But I'm not trying to build my legs up too much. I'm trying to get my upper body bigger. So, the most I ever squatted was 455 for like 8.
God damn, I'm still struggling.
Yeah. The funny thing is, dude, that was years ago. That wasn't even close to now. That was maybe like 2015 or maybe 2015. I did that.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you squat right now?
I squatted back squatting.
Yeah.
I back squatted for the first time 2 days ago, and that's the first time in a long time. So like what I was doing, you ever seen that bar where you can grab it here, like the safety
bar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll still do that. But back squat, I don't do that almost ever. I just do that now because I don't have a safety bar. If I had a safety bar, I'd do that. Just because, man, like it's just a safety bar. I think it's still free weight squatting, but at the same time with that bar, you can feel a little bit more on your quads too.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, man, like especially like you'll see a lot of big. You know, I know I'm not the biggest dude, but like still getting my arms back on that bar, it bothers my wrist. So, I don't normally back. If I had an option, I'd probably never back squat.
I'm glad you said that because people feel like if I'm not squatting or deadlifting or doing like hard exercises, then I'm not really working out. But everybody's different
too. Yo, actually, I would argue, man, hack squats would be harder because, like, let's say, for instance, like, you may rack it sooner because you feel like you're gonna die if the weight drops. But if the hack falls down, it is what it is. You know, I definitely feel more comfortable pushing. Yeah, you just roll out of it. I definitely feel more comfortable going on a hack. And if I don't have anyone there with me to push further on a hack squat than a free squat, free weight squat. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I guess I'm against like both of y'all because no doubt, I think I got a lot of my leg growth, the little bit I do have, from the hack squat. But I actually would think that the best exercise would be the front squat, not the back squat, because that's pretty interesting. I think front squat.
No, I don't got anything against that either, man. But yeah, that's kind of my thing. It's like, And I see some classic dudes doing like 4 plates on front squats now.
Damn.
My friend out, Jay Cross out in Texas, he doing like 4 plates on that. I was like, damn, that's impressive. Definitely impressive. But yeah, no, definitely, I agree, man. Yeah, front squats or hacks or even or the safety bar will definitely be way better for you if you look trying to build your quads than back squats. Yeah. So I think people get a little caught up, they get too caught up on like old school guys saying certain stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you need the squat, you need the deadlift, but
you think that's because of Ronnie Coleman? He set the bar like now everybody like, man, if
you know what,
800 pounds and but now he got all these man. Now he got all these injuries, so it's like, man, now you're seeing the training method starting to switch now a little bit.
You know, no, you're 100% right. I think because you look at a lot of people train today. A lot of the reason why they train the way they train is because of Arnold. Like the way the split, the volume, everything. That's because of Arnold. But it was a lot of people training different ways back then. But just because he was the best at the time, everyone picked that up. You know, there was a guy named Mike Menser. He trained completely different. Mike Menser looked great.
I like Mike Menser's style of training.
Yeah, very low volume. But people, you know, it's funny. Like I do low volume now. People are like, oh, that's new. I'm like, nah, it's not new. It just wasn't as popular as Arnold training. Yeah.
And that's why I asked you, like, how do you work out 2 days with Joe? Because I've seen your stuff, and he'll have you do like three exercises, and it looks like you ain't got nothing left to live life.
It's because I had to break through some mental stuff. Yeah. A lot of people like. I don't know if it's like any research on it, but I don't think. You definitely, you train people. So like you'll see a lot of times you train people for the first time, especially new people. And a lot of times, especially with girls, what'll happen is they don't actually reach failure. They just stop because it hurts. You know what I mean? And you got to break past that point. And it takes time to break past. Some people never get past that, to be honest with you.
But, I feel like there was a study on it.
I think it is.
It's like, you know, if you actually kind of like the theory goes, like if you actually had a gun to your head, you could probably knock out 5 to 12 more reps of like where you stop. Yeah, so no one hits failure.
Mm-hmm. So no, 100%. That's why even especially when I learned the best when I was in Maryland, because everyone talks about deloads and stuff like that. And I didn't need to like deload for 8 months going in when I started training with low volume, just because I had to learn how to push myself. I was like breaking through barriers each and every thing. It wasn't that I don't think I was necessarily getting a lot stronger. I just was able to push myself further each and every time. You know.
Did you need a coach to help you break through the mental barrier, or was it something that you think that people can do on their own?
I think it's definitely easier to have someone there. It's definitely 100%. I mean, everyone pushes themselves harder when there's someone there for the most part. You know what I mean? You know, whether it's because they have someone there, they want to be competitive, or it's because they feel a little bit safer because they feel like if the bars doesn't move, they got someone to pull it off of them. I think 100% everyone trains a little bit harder. Even if it's 5-10% harder, that's a little bit harder than by themselves. Yeah.
So Fat Podcast, we out. We gonna have a part 3 in a second.